This is the Negro Ninja. And before we start, I would like for y'all to take a look at the t-shirts in the description. Thank you. This is the Negro Ninja. And today's topic is going to give you more insight on why hoes are quick to do whole things, such as OnlyFans. Because when and it's not necessarily, this is not an OnlyFans topic, but OnlyFans and prostitution is the same thing when you think about it. This is going to be about a hooker telling you why she became a hooker. Okay, but the reasoning is still the same. Once again, please check out my video card. I am slowly watching the transition of a girl into an OnlyFans girl or something along them lines. I know the word transition is in the title, so hopefully you find it. Okay, and this is going to be in Japanese, so I'm going to have to read it to y'all because I got the English caption. So they said, what was your reason to work as a prostitute? She said, to be honest with you, money isn't really a reason or motivation in her case. People often assume that we work only for money due to debt or something. But not all prostitutes are like that. Some of them chose the job simply because they like it. That's what she said. Okay, and that's right there. I'm telling you, none of this stuff is what it seems. Like how they say the narcissist, how narcissists come at you one way when they really, it's about something over here. It's the same thing because a lot of these hoes are narcs. Okay, hoes give men the hardest time. You don't know she's a hoe. Why is she giving you so many problems when you're dealing with her? She's a hoe. Okay, so let's continue. She said, actually, she's more like that type. She said, what made her a woman like that is her childhood. Her family were devotedly religious and things I could do were quite limited. Okay, so she's basically revealing this whole church girl thing about how they tell you that church girls are always hoes half the time. Okay, she give you more insight into that. Okay, you cannot keep a bitch under if you try to pressure a bitch, okay, it makes a bitch want to be a hoe even more. Let's just say that. Okay, women do not like order. Okay, and I think that males deal with stuff like this completely different unless they got that whole spirit in them. Then you get people like thugs and stuff. They got the same, they got the whole spirit in them. But dudes usually handle, oppression, much, much, much differently. Okay, you trying to keep a hoe down is like you trying to keep Majin Buu from blowing out steam. It's going to go out somewhere else. It's going to go out the back of his head. It's going to go out his nose. You try that part, and some of your hand don't get burnt off. It's going to come out his shoulders. That's what a hoe is. There's nothing that could stop a hoe from being a hoe. Okay, other than her will to decide not to do it. She said, and she was told that she shouldn't interact with other people who had different religious beliefs. Okay, now pay attention to that and how this builds up. She was often told that she wasn't allowed to go to an event or activity that all the other kids attended. Dating was not allowed either, let alone having sex. Growing up, she felt like she was so repressed in many ways. I told you. Then I tell you, they do not like feeling. You don't repress a bitch. You just got to think about, just think about OnlyFans. What is OnlyFans about? Bitches showing more skin than they or used. Well, actually, it's not even about them showing more than they used to, but they benefit from showing skin versus them just putting it on their Instagram. They want to get paid for it. They want to feel free. Remember that old video? I think it was a stream I did to where in a third world country, I forgot exactly which one it was at. It was, I think it was like an Asian third world country that was like Muslim or something, or somewhere in the Middle East. I cannot remember which one. But as soon as them bitches got rights to do something, the first thing they did was run butt naked in the street. I forgot what the hell I was talking about then, but that's the same mentality. Okay, that's why they're quick to do OnlyFans. That's why they're quick to be some hookers, strippers, all that stuff. She said, and she was always curious about what other classmates really think and mind and their real desires. Going away to a university, she started to live by herself and away from her family. And her curiosity about people's sexual desire got too strong. The demon, okay, that demon. Okay, in many ways, the awakening of a whole is like the awakening of Majin Buu anyway. Okay, just watch the episode to where they got the power to unleash Majin Buu. They had to beat the crap out of each other. Okay, all that wear and tear on each other, all that negative energy, and the cocoon just over there, boop boop, boop boop, boop boop. And then once it got enough, Majin Buu just burst out of the cocoon. Okay. And what a force that nigga was to be reckoned with. It's like the hoe. Okay, when a hoe become a hoe, she fucks everything in her path. Anything she can get her hands on, anything that's convenient, she finna put them lips around it. Okay. She finna put them lips around it. Them hoes are just like that, like the what's that blob or something. Like them old 70s or 60s movies, the blob just consuming everything. Anything that she can consume. Them hoes is just like Katamari Damacy. Okay. And what makes this funny to me is with Katamari Damacy, you're not just finna roll up the big items. You got to work your way up to it. Okay, much like a hoe. Hoe is scared of big dick. Okay, hoe got to work their way up to big dick. The bitch got to be wore out before she can take big dick. Half the time. You'd be surprised. And just because a hoe is a hoe, and wore out don't mean that she can just take big dick either. You'll be surprised. Okay, them hoes is crazy. You think the neighborhood freak can take your dick because she's a neighborhood freak? That's not necessarily how it works. They got to build up that confidence. Okay. So anyway. Okay. It's like with the porn. They say half the time their hoes is drugged up. You know why they drugged up? Because they got to take big dick on set. Otherwise, they'll just be complaining about how much it hurts. How long the niggas lasting inside of it and stuff. Anyway. Alright, so I went off on that little bit too long. Let me read this again. She said, growing up, she felt like she was being repressed in so many ways. She felt like she was repressed in many ways. And she was always thinking about what other classmates really think in mind and their real desires. Going to a university, she started to live by herself away from her family. And her curiosity about people's sexual desire got too strong. That's the demon. And as a result, she started fucking. She said, it's not like I was very desperate. Okay, which pretty much is proven. Being a hoe is not about sex. It's not about pleasure. It's not about making you feel good. Okay, she's not trying to find the right dudes to make feel good. Okay, these hoes are running. She said, but more like she wanted to see real desires or ugly sides of humans. When you think about this, when you're talking about your average hoe and politeness, they tell you that being polite is fake. You just sound so fake being polite. Hence why they hate nice mother effers. I mean, I said, fuck. You know what? Motherfuckers, damn. Okay. Anyway. So, you just stop to think about that. Okay, so she's trying to bring that up out of you. Just bring the demon up out you. Okay, like what she just said in a very elaborate way. And if you're not sure if a hoe is a hoe, that's all you need to know. If she complaining about politeness, that bitch is a hoe. Okay. If nothing good appeals to her, she just like the drama, that bitch is a hoe. Anyway. She want to see the real desires of the ugly sides of humans, Going back to the Lilith thing. Adam in the garden is handsome and beautiful and stuff. You know that the nigga that she went to did not look as good as Adam. Satan with Eve. You know that nigga don't look nowhere near as good as Adam. Okay. Looks doesn't matter. Okay. Never trust the hoe that say that. She said, like, what do humans really desire? And first of all, why is she talking like that? She's not even talking like a person. Humans. Why she didn't say people? Anyway, she says sometimes her customer is a head teacher. She says she guess he gives fine sounding. Hold up. She guess he gives fine sounding talk arrogantly in front of many students. Now you can also see that she's getting off of the fact that these dudes is acting one way here and acting this way with her. They being more real with her. Okay. Pay for it and let me see the monster within you. He all up in it. Yeah, just let me see that monster. You done? Yeah. That's what she getting off on. See, she just said it. She said, but when they're chatting in bed after playing together, he blows off a lot of steam and seems, and it's more like a real human. Bitches are weird. Let me just pause this for a second. This bitch here is stupid. He's more like a real human after he got done doing some shit he got no business doing. Sexual immorality. Okay, you just got to think about what she just said. Okay, and I was watching a video talking about sexual immorality the other day, and I guarantee you, okay, and this right here just proved it, that if women were in line, I bet you $5 that sexual immorality will decrease in the 90s range. It probably even go as far as 98.9 or 99.9 or something. Okay. Because you got to think about it. Homosexuality, women. Okay, they bisexual, getting you used to being, around rainbow zombies and opening dudes up to becoming gay themselves. Okay, because then she going to be doing butt stuff to him. It's just kinkiness. And his dumb ass agreeing to him. Before you know it, this nigga, that's how they get him. Okay, running trains on the hole. Niggas touching junk with each other by accident. And even if they're not gay, that's a gay situation. Okay, and they just end up becoming like that. Like you lose yourself with some of these hoes. With bitches like that. Okay, that's why they say that sexual immorality destroys your soul. Okay, some chicks will not deal with you unless she is getting ran through by everybody at the same time. Like, bitch, if I can't have you by myself, Okay. And then not to mention all the other stupid stuff that you see them doing porn. Like them rimming niggas and stuff. Like that don't even make sense. Any dude that'll let a whole rim him is gay. Anyway. But he seems more like a real human since he doing some stuff he ain't got no business doing according to her. And then you gotta really stop to think about this. Okay, like what God say, humans are just naturally evil anyway. Like mankind is just wicked. Why you think when his flesh body, they did some stuff they ain't got no business doing, defying God in the Garden of Eden, right? Okay, they went away from God and look at what happened. So therefore, she's getting off on the fact that them not be, she wants you to do what you're not supposed to do. You get away from God. That's what a lot of hoes is like. Okay, hence, bitches are the word and the word is a bitch. And the closer you get to God, like children are evil. They start off evil. You see this in school, children are cruel just because they're evil. They don't know better, but as they get wiser, they become less evil. And they get up here. Okay. And that's chicks always want you to continue down here. They want you to be like this man child on some level. Okay. They want you to appear to be what you're not. You're successful. You got all this going on. You paying bills. You're a man. Okay. But if you don't have the money, but you're a man, she'll call you a little boy. You ain't got no money. You still a little boy. You live with your mama. You a little boy. Your girl paying your bills. You a little boy. Like whoever she can use against you, she gonna even use that as well. Let's listen to more. She says she find that interesting. Doing this job, she feel like she can see the human aspect, which she think is the very deep part. She said that's a motivation to her work, aka being a hoe. She think that in Japan there are many people who take it on themselves and they talk to no one. Let me pause this for a second, because y'all know in Japan there's some stuff going on. Y'all think it's bad over here in the United States with man and bitch. They say that man and bitch in Japan only talking to each other, and the birth rates is getting low. I was talking to a Japanese bitch on Omegle, okay, and she confirmed that to be true. I was like, well, damn. And she seemed easy to talk to, and she fucking a sociopath. I'm like, why are you fucking a sociopath? See, that's the stuff I'm talking about right now. Okay. Anyway, continuing what she said. She said, so them telling her anything, so telling me anything, I hope she said, I hope my customers feel better. Again, Japanese people often misunderstand about us. They will say they say that we work merely for money against our will, and that they desperately want to escape from the job. That's the kind of misconception that's quite big there. She's saying she enjoys being a hoe, don't save her. That's what she just said. She said, but it's not the case. Anyway. She said she wanted to clarify that some of them do it completely at their own will. And they are very proud of this job. The same goes to the managers or staff. But she think that many niggas still don't know that. She knows some women actually get into the industry because of that. Or that they're in deep water over money. And they say they have no other choice. But it's not true. Of course it's not true. I already know. I remember one time a hoe was coming at me for some money. I was like, bitch, what you gonna do? I'm like, bitch, you don't go somewhere. Come on, man, please. I'm like, how bad you need this $30? Slap my dick for $30. Fuck you. I'm like, well, I guess you don't need the money that bad then. So that right there is an excuse. Okay. And once again, that was just a taunt. Like and I always do women like that, you know. They act like they want something. And I say, how bad do you want it? Show your ass, you know, because they're not going to do it, you know. But that right there just goes to show you that no matter how desperate they act, they ain't got to sell no ass. It's all just an excuse. It's a cop-out. Okay. She said they should go rely on the welfare, not this job. Okay. And then there are lots of Reddit stories. And, you know, I have heard it from Reddit. I have heard it from, I think you can hear it on YouTube, you know, where chicks just talk about the stuff they did for money. Like this one chick talking about she sucked the nigga's dick for some bus fare to get home. She could have got that money without doing that. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Them hoes want to be a hoe. Let's see what else she said. She said this industry is not for saving these women in poverty. This bitch just said that the industry can't even save the hoe. She said they certainly have other choices. Let's see what else she got to say. I hope they will they'll realize that and like let more people know that. All right. Okay. Somebody asking her, is prostitution really necessary for Japan? I may or may not make this part too long, but let's see what they got to say. She said, assuming the business is legal, if there's demand and people who are willing to do the job, I don't see why we need to remove this industry. But like I said, you know, there's some issues going on with these men and women over there. So that's why that's a thing. If chicks acted right, I bet you there would be no hookers. Okay. There's some crazy stuff out here, though. Maybe I should do a part 2 and just focus solely on that question. But since this is almost 20 minutes, I'm just going to wrap it up here. And this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.